Welcome to game number 2 here at the After Hours Gaming League. We've got our semi-final between Amazon and Storm8. Game number 1 going to Amazon with a very interesting opening from our Storm player Shiver. He was able to go for a very quick Forge expand, but then unfortunately was not able to hold the line. A 4-gate from Cicero ending those days. But here we are in game number 2. Of course, the score currently sitting at 1-0 for Team Storm8. Down the bottom left-hand side of Daybreak, we have got our red Protoss player. It is short round. Ain't got time for that short round. And his opponent up at the top right-hand side as the blue Terran player for Team Amazon is Cha-Shui. Cha-Shui? I'm not sure. I think Cha-Shui. We'll go with that because that sounds cool to me. So we'll find out what happens here. Of course, a map that's getting a little bit long in the teeth, perhaps. I'm not sure if anyone agrees with that particular, thought on Daybreak. But of course, has been around for a while. I think it's been around for about a year and a half now. But has been a fantastic map. We've seen some of the best games, I think, in the history of StarCraft 2 on this map. There have been some really, really good games, particularly some TVTs, some PvPs, in fact, have been really good on this map. I'm sure everyone remembers the first time we sort of properly saw at a pro level the Mothership versus Mothership battles of, I think it was Mao's Mana versus Grubby a long time ago. But anyway, yeah, as I was saying, of course, a very good, decent map. You've got a little bit of ramp space for, things to blink into. Of course, we do see Reapers sometimes now in Heart of the Swarm in this particular matchup. Not as often as TVZ, of course, but you still do see them from time to time. Nice open space inside the main as well. Then you can lead down to your very easy to defend natural expansion here. Throw the command center down, maybe throw up a couple of bunkers or something like that, and just sort of defend this position. Move into the mid game, and then, of course, Terran players will love to sort of throw out the odd bio play and drops, all these sorts of things. Of course, for the Protoss player, we'll probably look for there are some various builds the Protoss are now able to throw out there these days. You've got the Stargate based plays, you've got and even then there's a couple of dynamic versions of that. You've got the Oracles and then the Phoenix and all these kinds of things. Of course, Void Rays are very powerful now in Heart of the Swarm as well, and we'll see how these guys go about it. So one key thing which we'll obviously keep an eye on is the fact that of course, the backside is very easy to drop into at the natural, at the main mineral line here as well, and also down at the back of the natural here as well. There's a couple of paths to jump into there if you're a Terran player, of course, with the Ignite Afterburners on the Medivacs now, making it a very interesting task to try and drop in. Then again, of course, the Protoss have got their own counters to that. The Mothership Core able to throw down a Nexus Cannon, of course, as we like to call it these days, the ability to charge up that Nexus and give it a bit of a defensive capability, really helping out with drops and those kinds of things, and very early pressures. So we'll see how it goes. Of course, Cha-Shui has thrown down a couple of extra racks after getting that early natural command center as well, not actually putting it down at the natural. So he's just playing a little bit wary, or perhaps just trying to play a bit mysterious, as we see. Speaking of mysterious, look at the Ninja Zealots of our Protoss player short round. He's actually just coming across. These guys look all kinds of badass right now, but he is going to have a quick peek up the ramp, just having a look to see what's going on. Just sees a couple of Marines, not actually too much going on there. He'll try and see if he can find out what's going on. There's the orbital command, there's an extra racks as well. So it is going to be just a simple sort of expansion here from Cha-Shui, and of course short round now going to be aware of that, and he's going to change things up a little bit. There goes my computer for a little bit as well. The Forge coming out of short round very quickly, and this is actually going, wow, a very quick +1 armor here, just straight off the bat after his expansion as well. So this is a strategy which I have not seen for quite a while. Of course, one player which I did see it very commonly with was Fnatic Harstem. He actually liked to grab a very quick +1 armor, but looks like we are just going to go for all sorts of tech very quickly here at Twilight Council, also being thrown down by the Storm8 player. He's up to a total of 31 probes at the moment. Keep in mind, guys, these two players are Masters level as well. So this is, going to be a pretty interesting match with that fast tech coming out of short round. Cha-Shui is also getting his stim up. Not going to be looking for too much else other than that, because he is trying to invest in this this natural expansion as well. There we go. We had a little bit of a lag. We've gotten rid of someone there. Chill, get out. That's what we want to say, but unfortunately he's not here. We've got just so basically at the moment, just very passive sorts of play from both of these guys. Just sort of investing in some early tech. We've got Short Round throwing down an extra gate. Keep in mind, this guy is only on one gate at the moment. There is, of course, the possibility of a couple of cannons or two, and in fact, he is going to go for that. A cannon in each of these mineral lines has been thrown down, so he is making sure that he's protected against widow mines, against, some basic defense against drops as well. But not really too much in terms of building up his army at the moment. As we can see, his worker supply up at 43, his army supply at 6. So, Short Round not really going too hard at that just for the moment. His Stalkers just having a quick look at the top and seeing what's going on here at the natural of Cha Shui. And, well, we'll see what he's going for. It looks like it is going to be a factory. Of course, the eBay at the back picking up the +1 to the infantry weapons, along with a third command center as well. So we are going to see a very standard sort of bio play coming out of the blue Amazon Terran player here. He is going to need to start... oh, I thought that was a mine. That sounded exactly like a mine for a minute there. But our Protoss player has actually just got complete map control at the moment. It is now going to be taking up. We've got the 4 gases now just picking up all of that Vespene gas that he needs, and he's going to be teching straight up to the Templar. He's going to, in fact, he's probably going to start Storm straight away. There you go. Has actually gotten Storm at the 8-minute 30 mark, very quickly on the pickup of that tech here. So he's not going to be looking towards the Colossus tech. He's going to be saying, all right, well, I'm just going to take a risk. I'm going to try and invest very heavily in this tech to get Storm out. It's a very powerful option. Of course, Templar can help with feedback. We may see a couple of Templar down at the southern side of the base here for Short Round, and maybe even 1 or 2 up here at the natural as well. But what that'll do is that'll allow him to defend against some of those medevac drops. The one question I have is a feedback going to be enough? We'll have to find out, because of course, you know, this sort of 10 to 11 minute timing we often see from Terran players. This was very common through Wings of Liberty to see that just that sort of standard 3 racks with the double medevacs now coming out. We've of course got Stim done, combat shields also being researched along with +1 weapons about to finish up. So we'll see this push come in here from Cha Shui, and we'll see if he is able to get any damage done. Of course, the big question will be, will the Templar be prepared? Of course, Storm is researching and is just about done for him. He's also got +2 on the armor also on the way, so Short Round is going to have a lot of tech available to him. It's just going to be a question of, will he be prepared to throw down those money storms and be ready for these kinds of things, and of course, will he be ready and mobile for possible drop attacks that may come out of Cha Shui as well. So what we'll probably see is an expansion, a third expansion come out of Cha Shui very soon. He is continuing to pull out some of those, we've got some more racks on the way, of course, wanting to make sure that his production is up to scratch, and now we'll probably see, is he going to go for a drop down at the main base? This is a very common position to see a Terran just sort of pick up and say, you know what, we're going in, we're going to drop down at this position here. Then you've got a couple of options, whether you want to attack just straight down into the mineral line, or you can look towards the production. Of course, a lot of Protoss players will put their production in this little area here, so there is the option of trying to shut down that kind of thing. But as we can see, our Protoss player is just sort of being very careful with his positioning, making sure that his units are sort of stationed nearby the natural. We do have a Templar inside the main base mineral line as well. He's also got, well, of course, with those cannons down at each of his bases, we'll see if he is able to help out with the defense. But there is going to be a double drop coming along from the Amazon player, just looking to come across, and looks like these guys, well, they don't actually have a path just yet, but a few Marines and of course those couple of medevacs that are left over are going to try and push towards the top side, and this has actually pulled Short Round out of position because the drop goes through inside the main base of the mineral line here, but unprepared for Storm. The Marines get, well, quite a few of them did go down, and it looks as if the Templar did as well. A couple of Zealots will warp in with the addition of the +2 armor here, that very quick +2 armor from the Protoss player. We see Short Round deflect that drop for now, and he has actually blocked off an expansion. The third base from Cha Shui would normally be up by now, probably be dropping down a couple of mules at this point, but he has been really investing in these first couple of attacks here, and unfortunately, with the Zealots blocking off this base for the moment, it looks like Short Round is going to have his way with the first section of this game. The worker count currently sitting at 55 SCVs for the Terran player. He's against the 51 probe Protoss player, so we'll see another drop come in from Cha Shui as well, getting prepared with a stim. Does he actually see, well, Short Round will know that that's there. He's going to get inside. Will the Templar be ready to throw down a feedback? It looks like, there it is, bam! Takes down the medevac quick smart, and the Marines are going to be cleaned up very quickly here as well. There they go. couple of cannons more than enough to deal with that small pack of Marines. So short round still continuing to dominate at the moment. He's just sort of in this position where he's held up the third base of his opponent. He's got his own third base up and running. We're going to probably see some gas coming out of these guys very soon. And now with Ghost starting to pop out from Cha Shui, this means that his forces will actually be a little bit less tankier than you would expect at this moment. Of course, we can see 6 Marauders are out. Normally, you'd probably see a few more than that, but of course, the big difference is that this army of short round is currently sitting at a huge total of 23 Zealots, a single Sentry, and a single Stalker, along with the 6 High Templar that are out on the map as well. Just a few of them going to come across and help out with the attack, but now Archons are being thrown into the mix, plus 3 armor on these big bad boys, doing a huge amount of damage to Bio, of course, as well, 35 splash damage, and he's just going to waltz right in because, as we can see, the blue Terran player Cha Shui is actually far behind. A few Storms trying to go down on top of those Ghosts, and actually just removing the Ghost quick smart there. Unfortunately for Cha Shui, he's actually just way out of position here and has lost that third base with basically no contest at all. And now it looks as if the Terran player is going to come across to try and defend some Zealots from the back. Who likes a sandwich? Because this one is made out of Cha Shui with short round as the bread. Perhaps short bread there. Ha ha ha. And as we can see, our Terran player is falling into a very awkward position right now, down to 99 supply, trying to rebuild some of these units as quick as he can with all of those racks there. But unfortunately, as we can see, the Zealots with plus 3 armor, we've got Templar still warping in, the Robotech is also on the way just for the addition of possible Colossus later on, and Marines, Ghosts, and SCVs being torn apart by all of these forces here. And I think that short round is going to be able to take a game back here for Storm8. Of course, we'll see if he is able to finish him off. It looks like Cha Shui trying to bring everything back, trying to hold up a position at the top of the ramp. But will he have enough to try and deal with this kind of thing? Because these Zealots are just running rampant here. They've got their charge, they've got their armor as well, and they're just going to tear apart everything. And with the front door down, no bouncer at the door, Cha Shui is in a huge amount of trouble right now. A couple of good EMPs going down from the Ghost there as well, but there is just not enough. He's going to suffer the wrath of all of these Zealots inside his main base. A little bit of move command action going on from short round there. And while this is all going on, his economy looking wonderful right now. More Zealots now pouring in. We've got Templar slowly making their way up from the back as well, waddling across like penguins at the beach. And now we see that Cha Shui, his economy just brought into, well, nothing right now. We've got 15 harvesters and no mining going on. The Zealots just making their way back inside the front door, and this is going to be the end of the Terran player from Amazon. Unfortunately not able to compete with this very quick tech army from the Storm8 player short round, and we'll see a GG come out from him. So that is game number 2, taking us to a score of 1-1 right now in this semi-final between Amazon and Storm8. We'll jump into game number 3 and see how that one goes in just a moment.